The world watches as a trade war of unprecedented scale unfolds. At the center of the storm stands President Trump, wielding tariffs like weapons. His targets? Long-standing allies and economic rivals alike. The global trading system, carefully constructed over decades, is in jeopardy. The stakes are high. Economies are intertwined. Supply chains crisscross borders. The smooth flow of goods and services is threatened. The potential for collateral damage is immense. Trump's tariff tactics have ignited a firestorm of controversy. Critics decry his protectionist policies. They warn of economic turmoil. Supporters applaud his tough stance. They believe he is fighting for American jobs and industries. One thing is certain: the global trade landscape is being reshaped. The outcome of this high-stakes game of economic chicken remains uncertain. The world holds its breath. Into this volatile mix steps Scott Bessent, former Treasury Secretary under Trump. He proposes a radical solution, a universal tariff. His plan calls for a 2.5% tariff on all imports. This tariff would increase monthly, reaching 20% within a year. Bessent argues this shock therapy is necessary. He believes it will protect American businesses. He claims it will force trading partners to negotiate fairer deals. His proposal has sparked debate. Critics call it reckless. Supporters see it as a bold move. Bessent's proposal highlights the deep divisions over trade. It underscores the growing sentiment that the current system is broken. Whether his radical solution gains traction remains to be seen. Trump's tariff strategy has focused heavily on Canada and Mexico. These two countries are America's closest neighbors and largest trading partners. Yet, Trump has slapped them with a 25% tariff on all imports. This move has sent shockwaves through the North American economy. Trump justifies his actions by citing unfair trade practices. He accuses Canada of flooding the U.S. market with cheap lumber. He criticizes Mexico for taking American jobs. His rhetoric has strained relations with both countries. The tariffs have had an immediate impact. Businesses on both sides of the border are feeling the pinch. Consumers are facing higher prices. The integrated nature of the North American economy means that pain is being felt across the continent. Canada has responded to Trump's tariffs with a mix of defiance and pragmatism. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has vowed to protect Canadian interests. He has imposed retaliatory tariffs on a range of American goods. Canadian businesses have shown resilience. They are exploring new markets. They are strengthening existing partnerships. There is a growing sense that Canada must reduce its dependence on the U.S. Public opinion in Canada has hardened against Trump. His dismissive remarks about Canada have not been forgotten. Canadians are increasingly looking to strengthen ties with other allies. The era of unquestioned friendship with the U.S. appears to be over. Section 5. Trump's transatlantic tug-of-war, the EU in the line of fire. Trump's trade war has not been confined to North America. He has also set his sights on the European Union. He has imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. He has threatened levies on European cars. His actions have angered and alarmed European leaders. Trump accuses the EU of unfair trade practices. He complains about the EU's trade surplus with the US. He demands that the EU buy more American goods, particularly natural gas. His aggressive tactics have strained transatlantic relations. The EU has responded with a mix of countermeasures and diplomacy. It has imposed retaliatory tariffs on American goods. It has sought to build alliances with other countries affected by Trump's policies. However, the EU is also eager to avoid a full-blown trade war. Section 6. Fortress Europe, the EU's counteroffensive and new trade alliances. Faced with Trump's protectionism, the EU is charting a new course. It is strengthening its internal market. It is seeking new trade deals with other partners. The message is clear: the EU will not be bullied. The EU has finalized a landmark trade agreement with Japan. It is pursuing deals with other countries in Asia and Latin America. These agreements are designed to reduce the EU's reliance on the US market. The EU is also investing in its own defense capabilities. It is strengthening its borders. It is increasing its military spending. The goal is to be less reliant on the US for security. This shift in strategy is a direct response to Trump's America First policies. Section 7. The Mexican standoff. A new trade frontier emerges. Mexico finds itself in a precarious position. Caught in the crossfire of the US-China trade war, Mexico is seeking to safeguard its own interests. The country is pursuing a two-pronged strategy, deepening ties with the US while simultaneously diversifying its trade relationships. The newly negotiated USMCA trade deal, while offering some stability, remains overshadowed by the lingering threat of tariffs and political uncertainty. Mexico is acutely aware of the need to reduce its economic reliance on the United States. To that end, Mexico has finalized a comprehensive trade agreement with the European Union. This agreement eliminates tariffs on a wide range of goods. It opens up new markets for Mexican products. It reduces Mexico's dependence on the US market. This strategic pivot highlights the shifting dynamics of global trade in the face of rising protectionism. Section 8. The Global Fallout, Unraveling the Economic Aftershocks. The escalating trade war is sending shockwaves through the global economy. Businesses are delaying investments, supply chains are being disrupted, consumers are facing higher prices. The International Monetary Fund has warned that the trade war could shave off 0.5% of global GDP growth. The trade war is also fueling uncertainty and volatility in financial markets. Investors are nervous, stock markets are experiencing wild swings. The trade war is adding to the already considerable list of risks facing the global economy. The trade war is undermining the rules-based trading system that has underpinned global prosperity for decades. Countries are increasingly resorting to protectionist measures. The World Trade Organization, the body designed to mediate trade disputes, is being sidelined. The risk of a descent into a full-blown trade war is growing. Section 9. A World Adrift, Navigating the Uncharted Waters of Trade Wars. The world is entering uncharted territory. The trade war is testing the resilience of the global economy. It is straining alliances. It is raising the specter of a more fragmented and unstable world. The outcome of the trade war remains highly uncertain. Much will depend on whether cooler heads prevail. A negotiated solution is still possible. However, the longer the trade war drags on, the greater the risk of lasting damage to the global economy. The world is watching anxiously as the trade war unfolds. The stakes could not be higher. The future of the global economy hangs in the balance.